Hello guys, welcome back to Good Shower Tips. In this video I'm going to talk about how to fix screen not working properly in all Google Pixel devices. Right? So let's get started. So the first thing there is problem which can be fixed simply by cleaning the screen in the several cases. Actually, there are oil, sweat and grease particles that interrupt the screen functionality as well as the performance. Right? So we use with our bare hands sometimes, due to these reasons, dust particles as well as the oils, etc. can be there in the screen. So all you have to do is you have to clean your screen with these kind of cotton equipment. So cotton clothes or anything, you just have to clean it up once you have it. This is the first thing which you have to do when you're having the screen not working properly in your Pixel devices. Right? So moving on to the second one. Sometimes, the overcharging of devices is the reason the screen fails to operate, the reliably, because most of the people has a tendency, they just plug into the charge when they wanted to sleep and they just power off, they just switch off the buttons once after done with all these things. So these can cause the issue up. Right? So I request the overcharging can be an issue in sometimes, so you don't have to get panicked on this, but you have to make sure yourself that you're not trying to make this up. Moving on, so sometimes some applications, right? We used to download something from the Play Store, right? Sometimes some of the latest application you download from the Play Store or any kind of from Google or any kind of things can close this issue up. So just have to make sure yourself that if there is an issue with the screen, what you have to do is you just have to revise yourself and you have to think about yourself whether you have installed any apps recently. So if you does so, you have to uninstall it. Right? So then you have to check yourself whether it is working properly or not, and if you're having the issues up, then you have to follow the next steps. Right? Moving on, then you have to go for what should I say, the problem could be there just because the sensors on the device screen are not performing their actual task. So as we know that we have the proximity sensors, and also we have done a video regarding this, you can also go for it. Right? So sometimes some sensors at the top where we have in the devices will not be working properly, so this can cause the issue up. So make sure yourself that this is not happening in between. So you have to check the sensors at the top by in many ways. For example, you can keep the hands in between yourself and make sure the sensors are working fine, so that there will be no issue with the screen. But if the sensors are not working fine, even when you bring this to close to your ears, with the proximity sensors is not working good enough, or it is getting, what should I say, if something is happening between, you have to I must say that you have to take your devices to an expert and you have to talk to them and you have to talk about these issues. Right? And sometimes this problem can be fixed with a forced restart to Google Pixel for Pixel or any kind of Pixel devices. Right? So to do the restart, you have to press here at this right side at the bottom. There is a power off button which you have to press for a few seconds like this. Right? As you can see, there is a restart open. Right? So this can bring, most probably this can fix the issue up. So you have to go for a restart. It's like I have mentioned even in almost every videos, I used to say to the users that sometimes a simple restart can fix almost every issues. Right? Then the reason you're facing the problem is nothing but turning on the screen sharing option, and sometimes this can bring the issue up. And I knew that the most of the people don't use this up, but even if you have to just check yourself whether this is enabled or not. So you can go to the settings and you can go for here and you can check yourself whether it is going to be there or not, or you can make sure yourself. Right? Then so you have to check is you haven't. Next one is you check if you haven't pasted the transparent screen guard properly on the same. So as we know that here we have kept the screen guard, which is very important not only for the Pixel, for almost every devices. Right? Sometimes when you just install the screen guard on your devices, sometimes just make sure sometimes anything goes wrong can fix the screen issues. It will not be proper. So if you're having any kind of push, you have to check in almost every corners of the screen. You have to check yourself whether it is moving or not, whether the screen is in any issues or not. You can check in between, and if you're still finding somewhere any positions or any corners of the screen is not working according to it, which means there is an issue with the screen guard. Right? So you just have to meet the expert or you have to meet the technician and just have to ask them to reinstall the guard once again, and you have to request them also to install it properly, because any failures of installation of the safeguard not in a good way can even force this issue up. So just make sure that that is working properly. Then make sure the problem is not caused because of the software bug in the same. So it is very important that you have to go for the latest update. Right? You have to go for the latest update. To do this, all you have to do is you just have to go to the settings. As we know that you can go to settings. right? So the software update is very important because most people don't take it much serious as I'm concerned, because few people has been commented in the last videos and asked about it. So you have to go for the system. As you can see, you can go for the software update. Then you have to check yourself whether it is in the latest version itself, right? So it is very, very important that the system update, if it is available, as you know that mine is up to date. So if it is not up to date in this, you can go for up to date, which is very important, and sometimes it can fix the issue up, right? So it is very, very important that you have to make sure, or you have to maintain the software updates very recently when the updates patches coming up. Then this problem could be there just because of your hands are wet, and clean them and operates the screen once more. Sometimes people gets really panicked when the screens are not working properly, so I request you don't have to get panicked. The last thing which you have to do is just check your bare hands whether any wet is there, any oily is there, any between and anything between. So you have to wash your hands, which is actually a very good phenomenon. You have to wash your hands, and you have to make it dry, and you have to use once again, and you have to make sure if the screen is working properly or not, because sometimes if the hands is wet, it is very hard that screen won't work according to it. Even the safeguard is there, so make sure it is not happening again. And the reason to this problem is nothing but using a charger with higher output powers, because as we know that I request, even I made a couple of times the same statement in OnePlus as well as the Realme as well as the Xiaomi videos. When I'm coming to the common issues, I said once couple of times that you have to use the original charger if you wanted to charge your devices, because never depends on what should I say, the first quality or second quality chargers. We'll charge with this one because this can fix the issue up. Even also sometimes the first quality, they'll be having some kind of higher rates in the current, and these can force the issue up. So just make sure these are the things, what should I say, these are not tricks actually, but these are some of the things which we have, every individual, those who use Pixel devices, have to care about themselves, so then these kind of issues can be completely fixed out, right? So that's about how to fix screen not working properly in your devices. And don't forget to subscribe and click on the bell icon for the notification. And any kind of suggestions are most welcome, so that we, our team, can improve ourselves. This is Shahin signing off from Gadget. See you soon, and peace out.